They used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe. Today we're going to be talking about Joker Folie à Deux, or Joker 2, as I will be calling it, because that's kind of a goofy title. So we're just going to call it Joker 2. I saw Joker 2 last night, Thursday night, and we're going to keep this review spoiler-free. I really enjoyed the 2019 Joker. I thought it was one of those movies that I wasn't excited when I heard they were making a Joker movie. Like when I heard, Joker solo movie and Batman's not going to be in it, it just sounded to me like, what's the point of this? When I heard it wasn't set in the DCEU, it's like, so we're getting this weird standalone thing. What is this? But I really liked the film. I thought it was really well done, and Joaquin Phoenix gave a great take on an alternate Joker, and I don't know. It's a really enjoyable film, and one that I really appreciated it. I like that movie a lot. But it was designed to be a standalone, and when we got to the end, I really felt I didn't need to see any more of this character, or this version of the Joker, I should say. And then word came out that there was going to be a sequel, because of course the first one made $1 billion. Warner Brothers was not going to not make a sequel to $1 billion film. And then we started hearing, well, the sequel is going to be a musical and bring in Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. And I got to admit, that's probably the only thing they could have done to intrigue me. I really felt Joker was very standalone. I didn't see the room for a sequel. But when you tell me you're going to make a big swing like that, hey, guess what? We're doing a sequel. But instead of just being a typical cash grab where we're just going to rehash more of the same, we're taking a big swing here. We're making this thing a musical. It's like, wow, okay, you got my attention. Good job. I went from zero interest to a lot of interest with that one creative decision. So it took us a while to get here. There was a pandemic and a whole bunch of things happened in between. So it's been a number of years now since Joker 1. What's it been? It's been like 6 years. It took a little while. I mean, not as long as Beetlejuice. not that long, but it took a little longer than the average sequel, I'd say. And it's been getting some divisive reactions. I mean, last I checked, it was in the 60s on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like somewhere at like a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes. That was yesterday. I don't know if that's still where it is, but that's solid ratings. Like, I mean, that's a positive. Oh, look at this. It's dropped to 39%. So it has officially fallen into rotten category. But yesterday it was still positive. It was at 66%. But yeah, I started hearing online reactions from online pundits like John Campea and Christian Harloff, and a lot of the online reviewers were saying they didn't care for it. So it looked like, well, this is interesting. A lot of the online reaction is negative, but the movie is still a positive on RT. And I was really curious where I was going to fall on this one. So my wife and I had tickets last night. We went and saw it last night. And maybe those negative reviews were the best thing that could have happened for this film, because it automatically made me lower my expectations. But this is a solid film. It's not as good as the first one. Not by a long shot is it as good as the first one. But I would give it 3 out of 5 stars, that's a solid rating right there. It's good. And I think that the musical element was a stroke of genius, because it did give them something different about this film. It wasn't just, more of the same. The film focuses on Arthur Fleck, his trial from the events of the first movie. But while he's in Arkham Asylum, he starts undergoing some music therapy. There's this cell block that does music therapy, and there he meets Harleen Quinzel, and she admires him. They made a TV movie about the events of the first film, and she's like obsessed. She watched the TV movie a whole bunch of times, and she can't believe that she's actually meeting Joker. She's kind of a Joker fangirl, if you will. And they form a relationship, and the movie kind of cuts between their relationship, the trial, and we get these musical numbers. Some of them are very good. Some of them are very elaborate musical numbers. Some of them are kind of that wispy, under your breath singing that you got in La La Land, which is a little disappointing. La La Land won an Oscar, didn't it? And it's not a very good movie because La La Land's a musical, and it's the worst kind of musical because the music isn't very memorable. Like, you walk out of La La Land, you don't remember a single song that they sang in there. And it's like a musical that's embarrassed to be a musical, La La Land, because instead of these big production number songs, you kind of get little under your breath singing, because they didn't hire real singers. They hired people like Emily Stone, who's not a singer, and Ryan Reynolds, who did much better in singing "I'm Just Ken." Like, his "I'm Just Ken" number, it was much better than anything he sang in La La Land. But it's that kind of like, under your breath, I'm going to sing low to disguise the fact that I don't really have a singing voice. And this time around, we've got Lady Gaga, who, that's her career. She's a singer. We know she can sing. She's a singer. And Joaquin Phoenix, who sang in Walk the Line, he was Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. We know these people can sing. And too many of the musical numbers were that kind of low, under your breath. And it's like, dude, if you're going to do a musical, go for it. Let's belt out these tunes, man. Let's get these big production numbers. You get a few of those, and they're really good. But too many of them are that kind of low, La La Land, half-assed musical number. So that's disappointing. I wish all the musical numbers had been big production numbers. The Star Trek musical episode recently, Subspace Rhapsody, all the musical numbers in the Star Trek musical were big production numbers. So I would actually say that while the music definitely works in Joker 2 and the music helps elevate the film, Star Trek did it better because there's too many instances where they're half-assing the music. It's like, let's go for it, man. Let's sing. If you're going to sing, sing. You got people we know can sing. Why are we doing the low thing where you try to hide the fact that I don't like that. I didn't like La La Land, and we get a little too much La La Land here. But what we also get full production numbers that really work. Full fantasy sequences where we see Joker and Harley having some real musical numbers, and they're good. They're very good. The film, ultimately, I'd say this film works. This film works. It's never boring. It's always entertaining. It keeps you engaged from start to finish. It is a sequel that is not afraid to take big swings, try new things. More often than not, those new things that they try work. This is a sequel that was really only made for no other reason than audience demand. I always say, people say, who asked for this movie? Who asked? Nobody was asking for a Han solo movie. Nobody was asking for it. And Joker 1 is a perfect example of a film nobody was asking for. And I always say, you don't make movies based on what people are asking for. You make movies based on what you have an idea for. And it's very interesting because I think everyone agrees Joker 1 is the better film. Joker 1 is the movie people were not asking for. Joker 2 is the movie that people were asking for. Fan love of the first movie literally led to the second movie. So the first one was a movie nobody asked for, Everyone loved it. Second one is a movie that people were asking for, and it doesn't work as well. But for a film like that, for a film that was only made because of audience demand, and the filmmakers really had no intention of making a second one, this one really works better than you would ever think it would. And the negative backlash to it, I really don't understand. I don't know what people wanted going into this. I kind of got exactly the film I expected I was going to get. And it's solid. I'll revisit this film going forward. We don't need a Joker 3. I hope we don't get a Joker 3. I mean, if we do, I'll go see it. But I feel like this is a good, we call 3 films a trilogy. We call 4 films a quadrilogy. What do you call 2 films? This is a good duality. This should be a cinematic duality. Is that a word for for a set of 2 films that don't go on to a third? These are good films that complement each other well. Todd Phillips should be proud. I say check it out. Joker 2 is well worth your time. I don't understand why people hate it. Some people really hate it. I mean, this movie has made some people angry. I don't get it. But yeah, I'm going to recommend Joker 2. It's not, lower your expectations. It's not as good as the first one, but this is solid entertainment. All right, everybody, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander pajamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. I know we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.